what we're going to do is a 1v1v1 show match. They're going to take turns 1v1ing each other. Every time somebody scores, we've got a new matchup. So it's going to be interesting to see who can just get the most goals. Because every time you score, you stay on, and your opponents switch. So I'm just making a little scuffed scoreboard overlay here, and then we're going to get underway. So let's keep a running tally here. Ocelon, Fahad starting off game number 1. I think Fahad scores first. That's my first prediction here. But will they play extra careful, since you do have to wait? You go off to the sidelines for one goal after you get scored on. Fahad almost scoring already with something that we're very used to seeing from him. It's a pretty standard flick from the ground play. It's always been his strength, always been the highlight of his game. That's a quick cut though. And he's 1-0 already. Ocelon not rage quitting before anybody thinks that that's what's happening. He's switching out for RelatingWave. So Fahad gets the first goal here. And now RelatingWave's in. And he's going to play against Fahad. So of course if you're Ocelon in this position, you're probably rooting for RelatingWave because you don't want Fahad to build a lead early on. But Fahad is going to build a lead. He's got 2 in just over 30 seconds. And now RelatingWave has to go spectate. And Ocelon's in. Oh dear. How much damage could Fahad do? He hasn't even let the ball leave the blue half. He's just camping. Okay, so it's out the blue half right now, but just barely. And what's the point? I mean, Fahad's still got the possession. Ocelon. Oh, he's beaten it! You should have had the save here, but Fahad's on 3. There's really no point in me typing down 3 next to his name just yet. I'll type down a number when somebody scores on him. This is ridiculous. Can anybody stop this man? Well, not right now. RelatingWave's got to hurry back. Fahad is threatening a 4th goal. Playing it very carefully here. Very safe play from Fahad. Staying on the ball. That was, I think, the riskiest move he's made. And now he's trying to pass to himself off the post. RelatingWave with a really good chance. And surely the first goal. It is. He has stopped Fahad's rampage. But he still manages to get 3. So Fahad on 3 goals there. And now Oscillon versus RelatingWave for the first time. Make them both join. No, we're not going to make them both join. Come on. You got to have some faith in Ocelon and RelatingWave. I mean, they've got a chance now to do exactly the same thing, try and get a bit of a streak going. Ocelon yet to score though. But that's about to change as he puts 1 past RelatingWave. So it is now time for Fahad's return. And Wave has to settle for just the 1, not 10. I'll put 1 there. Ocelon's on 1 goal, but I'll add in whatever he totals when he gets scored on. And it is going to just be 1. Fahad again stepping in. That's not ideal for Ocelon RelatingWave. Remember, Fahad already on another one here, but I'm not going to write it in until he's done scoring. Might says thoughts on Senzo leaving the competitive scene. Well, it's obviously sad news, but I hope to see him again in the future, whether it's in playing capacity or whether he decides to take a go at casting or something like that. I think he would be an excellent caster, community figure. And he already is an excellent community figure for the Middle East. Really putting them on the map, well, helping to put them on the map for competitive Rocket League. Right, who have we got now? So that was a goal for RelatingWave. So Fahad went up to 4 there. It's going to be a bit confusing. I'm going to add Wave's goal already because I'm probably going to forget. Probably going to forget if I don't do it right now. So, chance for RelatingWave to close the gap. He scores again. Senzo left. Yeah, Senzo left. His reasons he tweeted the main reason is because his internet is and has been extremely unreliable for a long time, which has hindered his own gameplay and the gameplay of his team. So he felt it was time to part ways with them, let them try and play with a player who's got better internet. And since then, Sandrock Gaming have signed up for the DreamHack Boost Cup, I think it's called, with TRK on their team. So it's Ahmad, Khalid, TRK. Well, look at RelatingWave. He is absolutely in striking distance. If he scores right now on Fahad, not only will he tie Fahad's 4 goals, but Fahad won't even be on the pitch for the next goal. This is called King of the Court, is it? In what sport or in what game is it called King of the Court? That's interesting. RelatingWave will tie it. Look at him go. And now it's up to Ocelon to try and do what the others have been doing. It's a King of the Court in basketball. So you could do this in basketball 1v1. Oscillon with the oops. He's not stopped RelatingWave at all. In fact, he's just conceded a kickoff goal. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, that's RelatingWave's 5th goal. A lot of goals coming on the orange team. Fahad back on the field. He can equalize with just 1 and take control of game 1 again. This has not panned out as I expected at all. I really didn't see RelatingWave making such a huge stand. I expected more goal about to be happening, but what a run by RelatingWave there. And it has come to an end. Fahad's long shot sinks into the back of the net. Is it going to be Ocelon's time? It is, as he gets 1. And now a late run from Ocelon would be extremely interesting. Let's see if he can make it happen. Just check the scoreboard if you're unsure. Oh yeah, it does do that. It didn't used to do this. The scoreboard didn't used to keep track of how many goals players have, but now it does. Sorry about me losing all my packets. I've not had the most stable internet connection yet as of late. Not sure why. Ocelon. No reset yet. No reset at all. Didn't go for one. He's still got a reasonable position here. Boost is pretty even, but Ocelon has favourable position. RelatingWave switches that with a cheeky turn under the ball. Pretty classic King of the Court format, so apparently a lot of people know King of the Court as a game. I've never heard of this before, but basketball's not as big in the UK as it is in America, of course. I don't think it's as big anywhere as it is in America. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's huge. Is it huge in somewhere like China, perhaps? But that was RelatingWave retaking the lead. And now here's Fahad trying to tie it up again. The man who stormed away to an early advantage. He might just shoot this. Actually didn't have the boost to get around it. He doesn't have a lot of boost to do much of anything in this position except hope that RelatingWave beans the save. Hasn't happened. Fahad not afraid of lining up a big flick even if he doesn't have a lot of boost, but he's conceded, and that should be the first game going to RelatingWave. All he has to do is go even on a kickoff, and he has got this. The only way that he could lose is if Ocelon scores, and then Fahad scores on Ocelon, and then Fahad also scores on RelatingWave as he comes back in. So that's obviously not possible if any of the kickoffs go into midfield play. This one has, and RelatingWave takes game 1 and actually adds another one to his tally at the end of the game. Remember that RelatingWave was the player who started off the pitch in this. He had to watch Fahad Ocelon start the game. So if anything, he had a disadvantage in this game, albeit a small one. Still gets the W. So one question, guys. Just kind of testing this today. In King of the Court in basketball, what would you do? Would you continue a score? Would you carry a score forward into the next game? Should I just keep adding to the scores, or would you reset? Is that now 1 point to? Is that now 1 round to RelatingWave? Because I feel like calling it 1 round to RelatingWave is better, and then just resetting it, because Ocelon is in such a terrible position here. So I'll do this. We'll just add zeros in brackets for the other two, but Wave is on a 1. There we go. So Fahad RelatingWave to start. It'll be Ocelon RelatingWave to start game 3, just so that everybody gets a shot at starting a game twice. Have I heard about Aqua? Yeah, I know he's like an up-and-coming threes player in North America, but I haven't seen a lot of him play. In fact, I'm not sure if I've seen him play at all in competition. Prime signed itself out. Couldn't. Sorry about the lag, guys. I don't know why it's happening right now, but not much I can do. Couldn't renew your sub earlier, so 17, don't worry about that. It's fine. Like I've said many times, the streaks continue now on Twitch, so even if you don't renew a sub immediately, you can still get that streak going, as I see you have with 28 months. Welcome back to you, mate. And thank you to who else but Zoidberg for the 6-month Prime. Appreciate the support today. It's going to be a short stream. Wanted to test this format at some point, but it is so hot in Scotland right now. I don't know if it's a heat wave where you guys are. I know it is in a lot of Europe, but I am absolutely sweating. And after this, it's too hot, says RelatingWave. It's definitely too hot. But yeah, after this show match, I'll probably just chat to you guys for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head out to dinner tonight. Oh, I've accidentally written 5 there. I was supposed to be tabbed into Rocket League and press 5 for Orange Team. Another strong start for Fahad. He did this in the last game as well, before RelatingWave bounced back. So if you're wondering what the score format is in my little scuffed leaderboard, in the bottom, or in the left of the screen I should say, it's not bottom left, it's middle left. The score on the left is the current game score. So Fahad has 3 goals in this game. And on the right hand side you can see how many games each player has won. So RelatingWave's the only player who's won a game. So far we have the exact same outcome as game number 1. Thoughts and Sense are retiring. I've said already this stream, but you know, it's a shame, but I'm sure he's going to continue to be a great influence in the Rocket League scene for the Middle Eastern region. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next, because I know Senzo is a great ambassador, he's a great spokesperson for the Middle East, and he's helped put them on the map with his dominant gameplay with his teammates Ahmad and Khaled. And now I'm sure he can do other great things too outside of the field. It's Fahad faking the kickoff. Doesn't want to concede immediately, but he's conceded almost immediately. And for the first time in either of these games, Ocelon is on a bit of a streak here. Let's see if he can take the lead. One more goal would do it. Yeah, I guess we could have a complete tie here. There's no way that you could not have a tie, even if we do 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. There can always be a tie in this format with 3 players, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We're not going to see another goal for Oscillon. He has been stopped in his tracks by RelatingWave. Do I live in Edinburgh? No, I live in Glasgow. I live in the superior city. Yeah, it's exciting to see what Sandrock will do with TRK, because TRK is a bit more of a defensive player. And we might be seeing a bit more of a traditional kind of lineup from Sandrock now, with the 2 defensive players and the 1 aggressive player. It's how most top level teams in the world play. They have 1 player who's just going for everything, turning on every single rotation, cutting rotation all the time. And then you have 2 players who are more passive, more defensive. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see whether TRK does what he does for does what he did, I should say, for Falcons. Because for Falcons, TRK was much more of a sweeper kind of player. He played at the back. But that's, of course, what Khaled does for Sandrock Gaming. So now you've got TRK and Khaled, who are both really known for that role. And I think out of the 2 players, TRK is actually the more defensive player. So we might see him sit back and Khaled actually press up more. Which could be really cool to see. So 5 goals for Fahad, only 1 for RelatingWave in game 2. after completely dominating the first game. Especially the second half of the first game. Really ran away with it, but Fahad started both games very well, and now he's having an excellent end to game number 2. You really do have to be so careful. I think you need to be more careful in this format than you do in a regular 1v1, because it's not like a normal 1v1 where you concede and then you're right back to a kickoff and you can try and go again. No, in this, if you concede, you're out for one more goal, so you're actually just going to have to watch another goal go in. Yeah, I would think that this format will favor the defensive players. Is goal differential the main factor here? I guess we could use goal differential as a tiebreaker if two, or well, I guess it would have to be a 3-way tie, wouldn't it? The only way that we can have a draw in this after 3 games is if all 3 players win 1 round each. The way that it's been going, I'd be surprised to see that, although don't speak too soon perhaps, because here comes Ocelon. He's on 4. He can tie Fahad, but he's not going to. Fahad moves up to 6. And with that goal, cements himself as the heavy favourite to win this game, I should say. He just needs a pretty even kickoff, and he's got one. RelatingWave way out of the running, but of course, Oscillon needs RelatingWave to score. It's not going to happen though. Fahad looks like he's going to score. RelatingWave can't keep it out. And, well, if it wasn't already a game in the bag for Fahad, I think it is now. Fahad on 7. Can Ocelon score 3 quick kickoff goals? He'd have to score 2 quick kickoff goals against Fahad. This one and another one when Fahad comes back onto the field just to tie him. He's not got the time. Gets 1. I guess he technically does have the time, doesn't he? But you have to think surely Fahad will be able to just do anything but concede quickly. There's a wealth of kickoff strategies which will secure that. Ocelon, give it a good go. I would have loved to see one more goal there for Ocelon, just so that we got to see, get to see Fahad come back in. But we are going to go overtime here, and this won't actually count. The game is over already. It's a GG. So I'll just go ahead and artificially end this, because this overtime is not a fair. Well, it's not necessary. Ocelon's confused. The only reason it's 7-7 is because the total score was at a tie. A bit confusing, I'm sure. It's just suddenly have the game end because I've clicked +1 on someone's score. Also, I'll be like, wait, what? What happened? I've been scammed. So we've got 2 potential outcomes. Either Ocelon can get the win in this 3rd game, and then we'll have a 3-way tie. We'll have to do a count back of the total aggregate scores. I think in the aggregate scores, RelatingWave is winning and Fahad is 2nd. Oh no, actually, Fahad will be winning in the aggregate, because I think he got 5 in the first round, 7 in the second, so he's on 12. RelatingWave got 8 and then 2, so he's on 10. And I think Ocelon got 2 and then 5, so he's on 7. So going into this last game, Fahad has a 2-goal advantage on RelatingWave. So if RelatingWave wants to beat him on aggregate, he doesn't just have to. Well, I guess he's just got to stay 2 goals ahead of Fahad here, and he wins. That's all he'd have to do, and stay within 3 of Ocelon, I guess. Bit confusing, I know, but we're figuring it out. We're testing. All right, who scored the first goal here? RelatingWave and then Fahad. So the usual suspects, I guess. These 2 have been the most successful players today in this format. Must be a bit different to play. Well, must be very different to play, especially compared to regular 1v1, because not only are you taking these regular breaks and coming in quote-unquote cold. I know you're not really cold because you played just seconds ago, but you're going to be a little bit maybe slower than usual on those kickoff mechanics. And on top of that, you're also having to adapt to the way that 2 completely different players are playing. And I didn't think of this coming into today, but maybe Fahad has a slight advantage in this matchup because I would say Ocelon and RelatingWave play extremely similarly in style. They're both extremely positional players, very defensive. Fahad is a bit more of an aggressive player. So if you think about it, RelatingWave and Oscillon, every time that they score a goal or every time Fahad comes in, they're getting a big change of play style up against him. But for Fahad, I think it will feel pretty much the same. Not completely the same. Obviously, every player has their own unique ways of doing things, especially kickoffs. But I would say the two players who are most similar in this lobby are RelatingWave and Oscillon. I didn't think of this earlier when I said I think Fahad's going to win, but that is just another reason I'm going to add to explain his success so far. He's definitely had the most streaks, the most scoring streaks. I believe he's had 3, 1 in game 1, 2 in game 2. Imagine this with Joreuz, Khaled, and Abjack. Oh, that would be sick, actually. Yeah, what other combos would you like to see this? You guys like to see this format played with? Of course, today we're just doing it for the first time that I can remember on stream. But I kind of like it. I think it's played out really well, actually. Yeah, the obvious one would be Khaled, Joreuz, and Abjack. That would be the most hype, I think. Okay, speaking of streaks, RelatingWave is on one. And, you know, Fahad has split his streaks. Well, he put 2 streaks together in one game. RelatingWave has had 1 big one in game 1, 1 big one now in game 3. He might just be able to win these games, and even though Fahad will be close to him overall in score, Wave would win he would win this series. I don't want to speak too soon though. Fahad does get one on the board. Ahmad, Drali, Joreuz, 3 Middle East players. Scrub throw Astral. Why scrub throw Astral? What are you hoping is going to happen here? Daniel, Drali, Aqua. Is Aqua good at once? Is he as good as Daniel and Drali? I've not seen him anywhere near them in the leaderboard, but maybe he's a lot better than his rank is. Yeah, this is interesting. It's very interesting. It'd be kind of interesting to see a big knockout tournament like this. I'm already just theory crafting formats again. You guys know me. I'm always theory crafting formats. But yeah, now I'm just thinking to myself, how would this play out if you had, let's say, 12 players and they're all put into semi-final matches against each other? I guess it wouldn't be quarterfinals if you got 12 players. So you'd have 3 in the final. Oh, I guess, no, I didn't even think about it. But yeah, if you've got 3 players in the final and 1 player progresses from each triplet, then you would need 9 for the semi-final. And if you've got 9 in the semi-final, you need 27 players in the quarterfinal. So that could be interesting. 27 player tournament, and it's only 3 rounds. You just have to be the best player in your heat 3 times in a row. That would be pretty, I think that would be pretty cool. What do you guys think? 27 players all the way down to 1 in quick succession. I'm sold on it already. Oh, here comes RelatingWave again. I think that's actually 6. I've not added the last goal that he scored. Yeah, it is 6. So, RelatingWave almost in position to take this. Remember I said that Fahad has got a 2-goal aggregate advantage over him. Well, now it's exactly even in that regard. But in order for the aggregate score to matter, Ocelon would have to win this 3rd round, and he's not looking like he's going to win it. But you know, if right now, if Ocelon went on a 5-goal spree, or actually it would have to be 7 to go past, 6-goal spree, sorry, to go past RelatingWave. If Ocelon scored 6, won the round, then Wave and Fahad would tie on aggregate score, which would be super interesting. But yeah, it's not likely. It's not likely at all, especially with already Fahad scoring another one. Now here's RelatingWave. Needs to score. Let's see if he can work his way into an advantageous position. Fahad's got him on the ropes now. Just having that huge flick is such a weapon. Look at Fahad. RelatingWave thought he was being careful enough here, backing up all the way into his half. Apparently not. RelatingWave's going to get another shot at this. Even if Ocelon does concede, RelatingWave will be back in. Well, that's if Ocelon concedes quickly enough. Then RelatingWave will be back in with a chance to tie this third game. That would actually result in a win overall for Fahad, because if they tie, I've just realized then we go to aggregate score as well. So there's another situation that aggregate score would matter. Fahad in a hugely advantageous spot. So he can either just play the clock here, or one more goal would pretty much win it. This could be it. He's taking his time. Pops it awkwardly over to Oscillon, and what a goal that is by Fahad. And RelatingWave needs to if he's going to win this. Nice little switch there by RelatingWave. I think he joined too soon, so he didn't have the correct kickoff spawn. He realized that and quickly left and joined again. RelatingWave, does he know he needs to? Not going to get one at this rate. Fahad, too strong. What a comeback win by him. And he will take game 3 as well. No need to go to the aggregate score. Close one, says Fahad. And GG, says Oscillon. I really like this format. This is interesting. I really like this. Overall, Fahad scored, I believe, 20 goals. I think RelatingWave scored 16 goals. And I think Ocelon scored 8, if I'm not mistaken. But that's just off the top of my head. So I'm trying to just remember there. Might have got it wrong. Fahad making good comeback wins there in games 2 and 3. Finished them off very well. I think that's a really cool format though. So if we got 27 players, we could do this. It would all start off with, you know, all 27 players would be put into 9 heats, and all 9 heats would play at the same time, giving us 9 winners going into the next round of heats, where all 3 of the heats, well, you know, you got 9 winners going into 3 heats. All 3 of those heats would have 1 winner each for a grand final. I think that needs to be, I think we got to set that up. I think we got to arrange that. That sounds awesome. Totally different skill set. Being able to adapt to 2 players at the same time, being able to play as carefully as possible, being able to keep track of all of the win conditions you've got, because Fahad did have a win condition on aggregate score here. Don't know if he knew about it, but yeah, if Wave and Fahad tied, which was very possible,